Sue, it's Friday, the last day of our week. So we're in our last guided reading lesson. Today I'm going to read you a story from the author Julia Donaldson. Do you remember the story Tabby McTat from Wednesday? So today we're going to read a different story from the same author. The story we're reading today is Spinderella. Have you read this story before? Have a look. Does it remind you of anything? Spinderella. When I first saw it, the first thing I remembered was Cinderella. Do you think it's going to be quite similar to Cinderella? Or do you think it's going to be different? See, I see over there a football. I wonder if this has got something to do with football. Should we get started? Spinderella by Julia Donaldson. The children of Scuttleton Primary School were eating their dinner. Fish fingers, potatoes and peas. High up above them, the spiders of Scuttleton Primary School were eating their dinner. Flies, flies and flies. How many flies have we got today, Mum? Asked Spinderella, the smallest spider. Lots, said Mum. Loads, said her brothers and sisters. That's not a number, complained Spinderella. Never mind about numbers, eat up your flies, said Mum. After dinner, the children went out to play football. The spiders swung down to watch. What a tackle, they cried, and yippee! The children scored goal after goal. How many goals is that, Mum? Asked Spinderella. Lots, said Mum. Loads, said her brothers and sisters. Spinderella sighed. What a family. How will I ever learn about numbers? When the children had gone home, Spinderella said, Why don't we play football? Don't be silly, said her biggest brother, Speedy. We haven't got a ball, said her second biggest brother, Scrabble. I can see a pea on the floor, said Spinderella. We can use that. Mum chose Speedy and Scrabble as the captains of each team. Nearly all the spiders decided to join Speedy's team because he was the fastest runner. Speedy's team scored all the goals. It's not fair, the spiders on Scrabble's team shouted. Yes it is, you're just jealous, shouted the spiders on Speedy's team. To make things worse, the spiders hurt their legs kicking the pea. Before long, they were all quarrelling, moaning and kicking each other instead of the pea. Mum had to blow the whistle. How many spiders should we have in each team, Mum? Asked Spinderella. Lots, said Mum. Loads, said her brothers and sisters. I think both teams should have the same number, said Spinderella. But her brothers and sisters all turned on her. Down with numbers, they yelled. Next morning, Spinderella woke early. She felt sad. I wish I could learn about numbers, she sighed. And so you shall, came a loud voice. Spinderella spun round and saw an enormous hairy spider. Who are you? asked Spinderella. I am your hairy godmother, said the enormous spider. Follow me. Spinderella scuttled after her, out of the dinner hall, along a corridor and into a classroom. And up to the ceiling. Spinderella looked down and saw a teacher come into the classroom with a pile of football bibs. Keep your eyes and ears open, said the hairy godmother. And in a flash, she was gone. Now, I want you to count yourselves, said the teacher. There should be 20 of you, but let's check. Then came the most wonderful sound. The children took turns to shout out a number from 1 to 20. Spinderella swung joyfully backwards and forwards in time to the counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. The teacher gave out the football bibs. Put them on and find the others with the same colour, he said. Soon there were 2 groups of children. How many in each team? Asked the teacher. The girls counted again. 10 reds, said a girl in red. 10 blues, said a boy in blue. The same number, shouted Spinderella. She was so excited that she let go of her thread. Look, a spider! Squash it! Screamed someone. Spinderella froze in terror. Let's put it out of the window, said the teacher, and he did. Suddenly, Spinderella was outside. I'm lost, she wailed. I'll never see my mum again. But then she turned round and spotted 2 football goals. I know where I am, she said. She scuttled round the outside of the school, in through the open window of the dinner hall, and up to the web. Hello, Mum. I can count up to 20, she said. Never mind about that. Eat up your flies, said Mum. I'm going to count them first, said Spinderella, and she did. I've got 14 flies, she told her brothers and sisters. So what? They said. Down with numbers. Up with flies and football. That night, the spiders decided to play football again. Mum, said Spinderella, I've been counting. There are 10 of us, so we need 5 spiders on each side. Some of the spiders muttered, down with numbers, but Mum shut them up. Spinderella sorted them into 2 teams of 5. She was in Scrabble's team and she also helped Mum to keep the score. This time no one quarrelled or kicked each other, and at half-time each team had scored 3 goals. But still, the spiders kept hurting their spindly legs kicking the pea. I wish we had some football boots, sighed Spinderella. And so you shall, came a voice. It was the hairy godmother again. How many boots do you each need? She asked. Lots, said Mum. Loads, said Spinderella's brothers and sisters. That's not good enough, said the hairy godmother. I need to have a number. 8, shouted Spinderella. We've each got 8 legs, so we each need 8 boots. Done, said the hairy godmother. There was a flash, and there on the floor were 10 little piles of boots. Each pile had 8 boots in it. The spiders put them on and laced them up. Right, this is actually a very similar maths question to what we were doing last week with grouping. So we have 10 groups of 8 spider shoes. Can you work that out? That's correct, it's 80 spider shoes in total. Then they had a wonderful second half. They scored goal after goal. The hairy godmother clapped and clapped. With only a minute left to go, each team had scored 8 goals. It's going to be a draw, muttered Spinderella. But just then the ball came her way and she gave it an almighty kick. Spinderella had scored the winning goal. All the spiders ran up to her, they picked her up and all together they cheered. Up with Spinderella, up with numbers! I hope you really enjoyed that story and you remembered some of your grouping activities from maths in last week. So what I would like you to do now is your worksheet. You have some questions there, so you can fill them in and send them over and we'll have a look. Thank you for listening, you two. You've been great again. I will see you next week now. Take care and have a lovely weekend. Bye-bye.